Once you have finished artworking your leaflet in Affinity Publisher, you'll probably need to export your leaflet, most likely as a PDF file, in order for it to be sent to a printer's, for you to print it yourself, or for you to email it to somebody else for them to proofread or to look over. So let's imagine this document here is our completed leaflet. To export our leaflet, I'll first go to the File option at the top left here and choose the Export option down here. Obviously, there is also a keyboard shortcut for this, which is Control Alt Shift and S, but I'm going to do it in the menu up here. If I click on Export, you see we'll then get this menu here with different options for different types of file that we might want to export our document as. Most of these we probably would never need, but some of them are potentially useful. So PNG files or JPEG files, you might want to export it as one of those if this was an image for your website or a Facebook advert or something like that. But most of the time, especially if it's a leaflet, you're going to want to export it as a PDF. So I'm going to choose the PDF option here. And you'll see below that we've got a preset tab with different presets for different settings of your exported PDF. Now, these are just a starting point. You can edit all of these, but they are useful as a default starting point, depending on what you need to PDF the leaflet for. If you were sending this leaflet to a professional printer and they were going to print the PDF file that you send them, you would want a high quality PDF with all the pictures in high resolution. You might want to start with the preset PDF Press Ready option here, although others further down will be similar in terms of what their defaults are. But I'm going to use PDF Press Ready, and you'll see the PDF Press Ready default has a DPI, or dots per image, set as 300. So with your DPI, the higher the number, the better quality the document will be when it's printed. Normally, professional printers, if you've got the DPI set as at least 300, that should be enough. But obviously, you can increase it in the drop-down menu, or you can type in here and change the figure. You'll also see that the Press Ready preset has a bleed included by default, which again is something professional printers normally want. And at the bottom here, you'll see the estimated file size is 2.3 megabytes, so it's quite a big file. If you were just sending this PDF to somebody by email for them to proofread your leaflet, they wouldn't need a high quality, a high resolution version. So you might want to create a smaller file for them. You could start by using the PDF digital small size print set here. If I open that one, you'll see the DPI is just 72 by default, which is obviously much smaller. A bleed isn't included because they wouldn't need one for proofreading purposes. And the estimated file size is just 105 kilobytes, so it's much smaller. Now you can make changes to all of these presets. If I click on this More option here, you'll see we get this new menu opening with some more detailed changes you could make. Most of these things you wouldn't really need to ever alter, but some of them potentially you might. So if you're sending it to a professional printer, for example, they often want you to include crop marks in the corners of your PDF. So you can tick on the Include Printer Marks option here and just include the crop marks. They might want these other things as well, but you can choose which ones you have. You can also choose to embed all your fonts, which is a good idea, especially if the person you're sending the artwork to doesn't have the fonts you've used. And there are other options here to do with resampling images and downsizing images, but really most of these you shouldn't need to edit too much if you start on the right preset. You can create your own presets. If you click on this Manage Preset option here, you can create your own presets with any specific changes you want to use on a regular basis. Okay, so a couple of other things just to note before we export it. You'll see there's a box here that says Preview Export when complete. That's quite useful to have ticked because when you export your file, when the export is completed, the PDF document will open automatically on your computer, which is quite useful. You'll also see down here, you've got options for whether the entire document is PDF'd or if it's just certain pages. Now, obviously, this document only has one page, so it's not giving us those options of typing in this box here. But if you had more than one page, you'd be able to type in this box the number of the pages that you want to PDF. And then finally, we click on Export at the bottom here, and that'll open up your files on your computer, asking you where you want to save your PDF, and just find the folder on your computer where you want to save it, click on Save, and what that'll do is then export your PDF, and it'll be ready for you to send to whoever you're sending it to.